this.
So this is dedication of the utmost abilities. We are heading north of Edmonton so that we can go and find out why the Finish Right Contracting is building tiny houses that are really, really nice.
Finally here.
Finally, was it 4 hours? 4 hours.
Too much coffee.
Your work says something about you. They kept saying, go faster, get them done quicker. Doesn't matter what it looks like, just get it done. And when they said that, I'm like, no, that's not me. And I just felt that's just not what I want to do. So I packed up my gear, went home, turned on the TV, and I saw HGTV, Tiny House Hunters. And I said, you know what? I can do that.
Tiny house movement comes with a whole philosophy associated with that. And maybe there's some people that watches this and asks the big question. Tiny houses, yeah, you hear about tiny houses all the time. What is a tiny house in your mind? What are you going for?
Technical description of a tiny house is that anything under 500 square feet. The advantage of a tiny home is the fact that you can live small, so you're not having to have a great big huge mortgage, and you can realize that you have so much stuff that you don't need. And when you move into a tiny house, you pick something up and say, okay, do I need it? Or do I just want it? Because there is a difference. When they decide they want to live tiny, they will start about a year ahead of time and they will start to purge. And then they realize they have so much stuff. And there's people who live in these 2,000 square foot houses with stuff in it that they hardly ever use. I'm building these homes for someone else. And these are homes that will last 50, 60, 70 years. Without question. Move out and pass them on to your children or your children's children. The advantage of the tiny home, of course, is the mobility of it. And I don't want to take the chance of using a recycled material that might not withstand the test of time.
It would be fair to say, though, that it's a wide variety of people that look at tiny homes, but it's people with the similar focus, which is, we want some flexibility in the way that we live. Mm-hmm. We don't want to give up all the comforts. Right. We don't want to go live in a trailer. We still want a home. But that home needs to be functional, well built, and done properly. But the big question that comes up with tiny homes, and that's the 900-pound elephant in the room, if elephants are that small. The question is it legal? That's the thing that everybody trips over. Help me out.
Tiny homes are not going away. They're just gaining more and more momentum. In Sturgeon County here where we build them, they are actually allowed as a secondary residence on acreages out here. And you still have to jump through a couple of hoops, but they will allow them.
I just want to ask you a question about the trailer, because the trailers are an important consideration. I can't just take any RV trailer and do this.
It's the foundation of your home, so that's the last place you want to skimp. And repurposing an RV trailer just doesn't cut it, because these homes are so heavy compared to an RV.
Cladding on the outside, cedar, obviously, but it looks so beautiful. But do you do other options in this regard?
I was originally going to offer vinyl siding, but then I changed my mind. I said, nope, just can't do it. But primarily I love cedar because it is virtually maintenance free. If you don't stain it, then you never have to stain it. And if you do start staining it, then you're every couple of years, but really it takes an afternoon.
Standard RV stuff. This
right, that's where your propane tanks go. Right. Shore power, just like a regular RV.
Shore power?
Just to plug in, right?
You're running 15 amps on this at the moment?
Yep. Yeah. And then our water connection is right here.
Right.
Okay. And then so you can buy heated water hoses here in Alberta.
Yeah.
Okay, so you just buy one of those, wrap it with some insulation, and plug it into there.
The cabinetry in here, is this IKEA?
No, not at all. I hand make everything. Yeah, so like in this instance, we decided we were going to do a 40-inch tall upper cabinet because we have the space. And I've never seen a 40-inch cabinet that you can buy anywhere.
Wow!
Welcome to the tiniest tiny home I've ever built.
But look at how nicely this is done. So this is finished one?
Yes.
You have to level with me here because I have to sell my wife on this whole idea of going tiny. Appliance-wise, what am I getting?
This one has a washer dryer, fridge, a 2-burner cooktop, but we can do them with a 3-burner with an oven as well. And but if you wanted, we can even do full-size appliances. But in this house, it's pretty small, and a microwave, and we can put dishwashers in them as well. So really, there's nothing you have to do without.
So, I don't see particle board or chipboard.
No, I won't. That's one thing I boast about my house is there's no OSB, there's no particle board, there's no press board.
Why?
Because they're so full of chemicals and formaldehydes and all the things that aren't good for you. And so we use a spruce plywood sheeting because it's, even though it's more expensive, it's lighter and it's real wood. It's not a bunch of sawdust put together with a bunch of glue. Because it is such a smaller space, for sure. That's the other thing, I won't put carpet in any of my tiny homes, ever. We use vinyl plank flooring because we do in-floor heat. I use ticketed plumbers and ticketed electricians, so I know that everything they do is up to code. All our cabinets are all handmade, our countertops are all handmade, all the interior woodwork is all custom. And as far as the construction goes of the actual structure, I exceed code, and I like to think that I'm going above and beyond for my clients. We can design pretty much anything for anyone depending on what it is they're looking for. Myself, all I need is an 8-foot square box with a bed and a sink in it, and I'm good.
The passion for making something, where does that come from?
I'm a creative mind. I was a photographer for many years and had an appreciation for beautiful things. And every time I cut a piece of cedar, I smell like I'm back home. Ever since I was a little kid, I was always playing with Dad's tools and, cutting my fingers, but I still have all 10 luckily, so I'm good there.
I am hoping that we have an opportunity to have one of these units. Because we're looking for a piece of land.
Sure.
I have 2 potential customers. Both my boys need to have their accommodation sorted out.
Sure, yeah,
so
absolutely.
we want to see a lot more of how you're going to grow your business. This is fascinating. The one thing that stands out for me extremely well here, because we've seen a lot of construction, we see a lot of building, is the pride you take into making something that's well built. I've not seen the amount of care that goes into construction like you guys are doing here. So that's awesome.
I build everything like it's for my grandmother. She lived to be 100 years and 5 months old. She was still gardening at 99, but I make everything like it's for her because she did so much for her family, and I want to do so much for the families who are buying these homes.